Question is titled, I'm curious to compare degrees levels to salary. This is on our Ask Engineers. I'm curious to compare degrees levels to salary. I'm wanting to acquire my degree in mechanical engineering. I've always had a good interest in it. But which is better, to strive for a bachelor's degree or a master's degree? What are differences presented in the education for both? Thanks in advance for any advice and knowledge shared. I'm from North Carolina. Bailey, what are you doing, dude? Oh, you're being loud. All right. So what are the differences presented in the education for both? I think the biggest breakdown between the difference between a bachelor's degree and a master's degree is that the bachelor's degree is going to be much more vague compared to the master's degree, which will be much more specialized. So I would only advise getting a master's degree in engineering if there's a specific specialty field that you're really this is given that you had a bachelor's degree in engineering, but the only instance where I'd recommend getting the master's right away or in general, is if you know that there's a specific specialty that you want to study and work in, and you need that master's to work in that specialty. So, say for example, you really are interested in, I don't know, I have a buddy that got his master's in turbines because he wanted to do engineering for engines and turbines. So that's he's a mechanical engineering undergrad, and then he got his master's in mechanical engineering focused in turbines, and then that worked related to a career that he was interested in and passionate about. And he was one of the people that actually went straight into that after school. But in general, my approach is I personally wouldn't get a master's degree unless I had it funded by the company that I was working for, and I probably wouldn't stop working and miss out on any years of earning potential to get that master's degree. And on top of that, I definitely wouldn't do a master's degree program that isn't funded. And my preference would be one that also had maybe if I did it full time, I wouldn't do one that wasn't funded. And if I did it full time, I'd actually prefer one that also had a stipend on top of the funding. So you'd prefer to be actually paid to get the mechanical engineering degree. So those are the kind of the general rules that I follow. Don't get one if you don't know what you want to specialize in. Just don't just get a master's degree for the sake of getting one. I would recommend working in industry first before getting one, and then working in industry, I'd either recommend having your employer pay for it, or if you do it full time, definitely don't pay for it. Get one that's funded, and hopefully on top of that, a stipend on top of it. So those are my general rules for getting a master's degree, and I wish you the best of luck.
I'm not complaining, my thoughts get complicated, I cannot explain in lameness. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.